To be able to design a solution for this problem, you need to observe how many spaces and how many stars exist per line. So this is the first thing to do. Once you solve this problem to the upper triangle, you can solve it easily for the lower triangle. So observe here. Let's say that n is 4. You will notice that we needed to print 3 spaces, then a single star. After that, 2 spaces, 3 stars. After that, 1 space, 5 stars. Then 0 spaces, 7 stars, and so on. First of all, observe the relationship between the rows and between the relationship between row number and the stars number here. You need this relationship to be able to find the answer. So it seems for us to get the 3210, we need just to compute the n minus rows. So if we printed n minus rows, like 4 minus 1 is 3, 4 minus 2 is 2, 4 minus 4 is 0. The second one is, if you need to get this number, you can get it from something like 2 times row minus 1. For example, 2 times row is 6 minus 1 is 5. Given that now we have simple formulas for what are the number of stars, spaces, and number of stars per row, we can solve that in an easy way. So here is the top part of the solution. We are going to iterate starting from a row with value 1 up to n rows. In every row, in the first one, we will do a while loop that will iterate n minus row iteration, every time just printing a space. And then after that, we will need to print spaces, specifically n times row minus 1 spaces. So this is here, this guy, and then we are printing up to n times row minus 1 spaces. This way, we printed the above row, the above triangle. The second triangle is just more of reversing what's happening in this guy. You will observe here I started with row as a big value, then computed the same code. One disadvantage in this code is what we call dry. Dry is a popular software engineering principle. It means dry, don't repeat yourself. Whenever you are writing a code that it seems that you are just making duplications, then something is wrong in your code. Later, we will learn what we call functions. Functions will help us to write this code once and use it many times. In the second program, we would like to print all numbers less than n that satisfy the two conditions. Number is divisible by 8 or divisible by 4 and 3 together. I think this is can be administrated using a while loop up to n every time you are writing a condition that satisfies the request. The first condition is the number divisible by 8? The second condition is both cases. Is it divisible by 3 and 4 in the same time or not? In the third homework, you would like to change the condition and also would like to change the way that we are computing. Here we are printing the first n numbers. This is request number 1. Here we are verifying up to n, but here I am generating up to n numbers. In the second thing, I am checking if the number is multiple 3 but not multiple or 4. So if the n is 11, we will definitely print 11 numbers. To do that, we will have here a counter and we will keep incrementing the current number as long as we didn't satisfy the counter. In every step, we check if our condition satisfied or not. Is it divisible by 3 and not divisible by 4? If it happened, we print it and we mark that we got one more variable. In the last assignment, we are going to get the minimum of values. Remember our solution before to get the maximum of 10 numbers. We will just make this code more like more dry code. Remember the dry, don't repeat yourself. We had to make a 10 copy paste in the last time. In this time, we don't need to do any of that. Observe also one of the requirements here is the idea of test cases. Sometimes the program would like you to do test cases. So we actually have one loop to handle the number of test cases, and in every loop we read n numbers to compute their minimum. So I'm starting with reading the number of test cases, and as we don't care about the index of the test cases, we just making a while loop that is decreasing. We don't need to make a specific start for test case and test case, just this enough. Inside every one of them, we have here the numbers that we're going to read, like 4 numbers, 5 numbers. Then we go ahead and read them one by one and read the value. If the position is 0, that of the current number, then this is the first value that we have, then we can use it. Else we can we are updating it. So I'm here differentiating between, is it really the first step? If so, just use the current value. Else we are using the we are comparing if the value is better than us or not. Observe that the position variable isn't useful. We only used it to help us in this situation. Later we will learn about none. None is a value that we can assign it here. I can come here and write the word none, and I can compare against none if the value is none, and so on. So it's going to make our code a bit better. That's all.